Hi, Charlie here. I'm sitting in Tabor. This is the first room that I created for Deborah's house. It's actually every room was created one at a time. Like I didn't have any vision beyond here. Um, what this room first started out as was going to be my office. Because my daughter, Micah, the baby of the family, who just turned 21, she came home one day and said, "Mom, I signed myself up into the Air Force. I went and saw a recruiter today, and I'm taking tests, and I'm going to do this and that." And wow, okay. So that was in 2020. 2021, January, maybe beginning of February, I forgot the dates, but Micah took off and began her adventure. So proud of that girl. Literally, she jumped in at the deep end, lost her life, like gave up her life to allow people to tell her what to do is just crazy. The fact that she even left this room is kind of crazy as well, because she loved her own room, she loved her own bed, she loved her own life, and she sacrificed. I do understand the sacrifice for our military. It really is a sacrifice, because they're told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And they are given some options, but mostly, they belong to somebody else. And so 4 years she signed up for, 2 years in, this coming year. So anyhow, so when she left, this room was going to be my office. I had visions of barn doors, and I'd open it up and this would all be my beautiful room as well, because my room is right next door. So here I am doing this work. I had a litter of puppies that were being picked up. They were being picked up this one particular day, and Lily, my dear friend Lily, was coming over to see the puppies before they left. The vet had been here, and I get a call from Lily, and we got a little confused on where we were going, and so she was at Starbucks. So I said, okay, I'll be right down there, and ran down there, and we're sitting outside enjoying a cup of coffee. She wanted to have a serious conversation, and behind me there was a woman with her little dog, her little white dog. She had this big scrape on her face, and she was asking people for rides up to Reno. In my judgmental state, I figured she was transient, she was on the streets, she was whatever. I mean, how gross I am. But Lily was watching, and Lily was listening. And Lily finally said, "Hey, can I get you an Uber? I can get you an Uber." So Heather sat down. She's like, "Oh my gosh, please, that would be so kind, and I will pay you back." And she said, "I'm just out of money right now." And and so she said, "Yeah, we'll take care of you." And so Lily's trying to do the Uber, and Heather's telling us what happened. Heather was up skiing up in Tahoe and hit a tree and found herself in the hospital 2 days later. And in my opinion, she was probably very lucky to be alive. I mean, her face was so bruised up, big bruised eyes, and scraped. Oh, so bad. So what happened is she couldn't find her key fob. It got lost to start her car. So she had a little Subaru. So through a series of events, she towed her Subaru down to the Subaru dealership in Carson. Come to find out, it would take a week to make her key, and it would be $1,000. So she had to leave her car there, but didn't have any money. So she just walked towards the Starbucks and found us. And so she sat down while Lily and I finished our conversation. And then we got in the car, because what finally happened, Lily couldn't get her Uber to work. It wouldn't work. So I realized that this was a bigger picture of things that was going on. Like, doesn't take me much time to figure out when God is like, hey, I've got something working out here, because everything lined up. The fact that we were even there, I pushed people to pick up their puppies an hour back. I had plenty of time to drive up to Reno, and the Uber wouldn't work. So I said, hey, I'll go ahead and give her a ride up. I have plenty of time, so let me just do that. So Heather just sat there, and Lily and I finished our conversation, and got in the car, and I looked at Heather and I said, look, you need to understand, we were not supposed to even be here. This is a God thing. Like, this is 100% a God thing. Well, come to find out, she has a praying mama who lives in Tennessee, who loves Jesus, and here I'm sitting here with this woman's daughter, and I hope to meet her mom someday, or at least, say hi to her. So what ended up happening, hey, I'll be done in a second, baby girl. So what had ended up happening is Heather and I, we drove up, had a great conversation. I told her I would be here for her. She had a lot of things going on, and anything she needed from me, however I could help her. So that week, while we were waiting for me to go back and pick her up, I told her I'd come pick her up and bring her back to pick up her car. I was showing her videos of what I was doing in here, and how I was going to do the barn doors, and how we did the flooring. My son laid the flooring, well, him and I together, but he did it. He's such a great, he lays great floor. I'm so proud of my kids, really good, talented kids. Both him and Josh do great flooring. But anyways, so I went and I picked Heather up and I brought her back and to pick up her car. And on the way, she started telling me how, Charlie, I just need to tell you, like, I felt so safe with you. There's something about you, whatever. I don't even remember all that stuff. But she mentioned this room and how she said, I've stayed in places, and I think you could have a respite room to help people, like in that they could just be a part of your family, your kids, and, who you guys are, and your yard, and your dogs. And, I was like, wow, okay. And she's like, I could just feel the love in your family. And it's profound. And because I'd showed her videos of my kids and this and that and whatever. So that's what I did. I got her dropped off, and I came home and I started praying. I was like, wow, okay, this is kind of crazy. Let me really think about this. And Lily came over to visit, and I was telling her about next door, I think I'm going to make that a room for people to come and stay, and I'll still have my office here. And so Lily's like, oh yeah, okay, let's talk about this. And we walked in this room, and Lily said, oh, Charlie, this is the room. Look at all the light. And you could totally feel like this is such a place of peace, and people who have come in this room are just drawn into this room. It's undeniable that this is a place for healing and finding yourself. So that's what this room is for. And Tabor means healing. No, sorry. Tabor means cleansing and purification, which I believe that's one thing that God wants to do, is bring healing and cleansing and purification to our hearts, to our souls, because this world has really beat us up. People have beat us up with their words. It can just be one word that you can take, and it can just go in and just lodge inside of your soul and create your identity. So I like to come along beside people and help them to find their true identity, which is all that crap needs to get out and truth needs to be put back in. So that's what I'm gifted to do. So I'm going to show you around a little bit. I know I'm probably already pushing my time. Oh no, I'm not bad. I'm at 9 minutes. So I'll show you, and I don't know how to flip my camera, but look at, that's the view out back. There's a hot tub. It's just very peaceful back here. We've got a beautiful, the garden, the dogs. That's my little seated area, but everything's covered up for winter. Hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. Yeah, and in the summer, I have some little chairs sitting there, so it's a real nice little private area. And then if you go onto the website, you can also see more pictures, and the website is debshouse.org. Sorry. And I did these windows. I encased these windows. It was one of my first, whoa, gosh, everything's very dusty. one of my first projects outside of my stairs, which I'll show my stairs someday. But yeah, this is Tabor, and I put heated pads on the bed, and I have really special linens for when women come and stay. I just want you to feel very honored and special, and yeah. But this is my baby Micah. Hopefully you can see her, and there's no glare. Well, let's see. And then she got top female in boot camp, which I have to say, I'll tell a little bit about that. But this sign, daughter of the King. I want to have books. I have vision for books someday on women's stories. And but let me tell you about her award real quick, and then I'll end. So Micah, she gets that award. She comes, Mom, do you want this? Or I'm just going to throw it away. I'm like, oh, of course I want that. You got that in the Air Force. You're the top female athlete. She's top female athlete. She was a leader in boot camp. She was always a leader in soccer. Very strong. She's such a strong young girl. I love her so much. I love all my children so much. But yeah, little Micah, oh my gosh. And she jumped in at the deep end of life. I'm so impressed by that when somebody gives up their life. You know, usually we're getting to be in our 40s and 50s and realizing, wow, I've got to give up some control. I've got to surrender because I'm all, I own everything. I possess everything. And that God is telling us to just let so much stuff go. And that's part of our journey of health and healing. So listen, go to debshouse.org and check out my website. If you're interested on coming and having a stay, I am going to be doing, there's going to be 2 stays in January. We're going to do a vision board, dreaming. You're going to have place around the house to go and hang out, to sit, to dream, to cultivate dreams with God, because there's things inside of us, and there's purpose and destiny that has been put inside of us. And if you don't feel like you've found it, or you just need confirmation on the things that you are thinking and feeling, I know God wants to really come behind us in our dreams and our visions. And I've seen it in my own life. Now that my babies are all gone, he said, hey, it's time for a new chapter. And by the way, well done. You know, I ran my race well. I took care of my children. 36 years I've been raising children. And now I'm finding my identity as a woman apart from all of that. And my kids and I are finding our relationship is changing, where we're learning to be friends for the first time. And yet I'm still mom. So, you know, we're all in this new place. I think I shared that on one of my videos. But anyhow, I want to help other women find their purpose and destiny. And not that I have your answers, but I know the one who does. And if we just give him space and time, he does show us, like he will. It's his promise because he put it inside of us anyways. So check out my website. You can also subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more. I'm also going to show more rooms. I have a LaFleur. I'll talk about that the next time that I talk about a room. And then I'll take you upstairs. And it all happened. All of this happened in 1 year. Actually, less than a year. She left. This room began. And then there's a journey on how the other rooms kept moving and changing. And everything just kept morphing into where I am right now, which I didn't orchestrate any of it. I just get to be a part of it. And it's been the funnest journey I've ever had in my life. And my yard, I love my yard. So I can't wait for spring to start showing y'all my spring stuff, my yard. That is my place of peace, my place of refuge. I love it so much. And anyhow, so have a wonderful day. Be blessed. Bye.